what's up, guys? How y'all doing today? Well, if you are Tiffany Haddish, you are having your friends do everything they can to rehab your image. Too bad nobody's buying it, y'all. What am I talking about? DJ Vlad. I know. Listen to this sentence. DJ Vlad and DL Hughley came out to defend Tiffany Haddish. I will say this with friends like this. I don't know if you need enemies, y'all. Let's get into this. So, how did this all start off, right? Who is it? DL Hughley, who did that stuff with to his daughter when he didn't believe his daughter, when his best friend did some stuff to her, but then later on decided, yeah, and went in on Monique, who also turned out to be a monster. I'm beginning to think, are there any normal adjusted comedians? Yes, I know we got Katt Williams, but as far as that whole clique up, are there any normal adjusted comedians? Anyway, DL Hughley wanted us to show more compassion to Tiffany Haddish because he was implying that everybody's just hating on her for no reason. He seems to realize the reason why Tiffany Haddish was actually very much loved and respected in the community. I was actually a big fan of Tiffany Haddish until those lawsuits with Ari Spears came out. Not one, but two lawsuits for basically the same thing. Messing with youngins, grooming, doing all this stuff. She settled one. She still has one open lawsuit. On top of that, if anybody's ever lost a loved one to drunk driving, or you don't want to lose your own life, Tiffany was caught not once, but twice. I'm not even acting a fool behind the wheel, falling asleep. Thank goodness she was okay and she did not hurt herself or anybody else. That is when the public started to turn against her. Rightfully so, because in America, we do not go for PDF files or PDF file enablers or people that do not outwardly come out and speak against PDF files. Now, it's important to know that this was done on DJ Vlad's, I'm going to play the audio in a second. We're going to dissect it. DJ Vlad's YouTube channel, site, whatever he has, his platform, right? But the funny thing is, DJ Vlad also has a podcast. His co-host is Ari Spears. Ari Spears is the man that Tiffany Haddish is accused of bringing youngins so he can prey upon them. Ari Spears is the one that looks like God saw all his sins and then stamped them on his face and body. Yeah. So as you listen to this, remember who the people are in the situation. Again, if I was Tiffany Haddish, I would join the church and literally just start saying, okay, who's going to have my back in the congregation? Can someone else please, can somebody else please come forth and say something? Anyway, let's get into this DJ Vlad stuff. And as you listen to this, just remember who's talking. Again, they are all motley crew, and I get it, right? Tiffany Haddish is beautiful. Tiffany Haddish is likable, right? Now, Tiffany Haddish is funny. That is very, very arguable. But the point is, she had a huge fan base, and to act like they're sitting there and they don't know why they lost it. Again, I get why people will want to cling to power and click up. Maybe they into the same things or they don't see anything wrong with it. But as for me, ain't no way. So let's get into what was on this. All right. This is directly from DJ Vlad TV. Listen to this mess.
I love Tiffany Haddish. I do not like when she seems anxious. I do not like that she lets the way she perceives the way other people feel about her affect the way she moves. Be who you are.
Yeah. Now, again, when I heard this, I rolled my eyes. I said, y'all already on some BS trying to rehab Tiffany's image, but let's keep going.
Explain that. She'll go somewhere, right? And the funny thing is, she'll do shit that's just silly, and people get mad at it. Like, I'm going over to Gaza to see what's happening. I'm going to Africa to look at a grocery store. Yeah, right. It's stuff that she has the wherewithal, the means, and the curiosity to do.
Now, when I heard that, I said, let me tell you something, DJ Vlad and DL Hughley, I get what you're trying to do, right? Girls Trip 2 or something other movie that Tiffany is trying to do, and she wants to be included in, is probably like casting, and she needs this whole PR thing to die down. Like, I get it. But here's the thing. You're talking about she does silly stuff, making jokes and inserting yourself when everybody was super concerned and is continued to be concerned with what's going on overseas, being invited for a PR thing so you can rehab the PR image of what's going over there with the Gino no. That's silly things. Going to Africa, a continent that has been plagued by racist stereotypes. And this is not her first time over there. And literally playing into that narrative for what? The cheap laughs from the DL Hugleys and the DJ Vlads of the world. Can somebody tell me when comedians have started to be protected people? Because they act like they are these truth givers. They're the oracles of light from God and everybody in America. It's just like, has anyone considered that the reason why their careers are in their sunset is because they don't realize that popular culture still likes to laugh, but in different ways, and not politically correct, but just in different ways that goes out of showing you're not a complete moron. But let's continue. I'm sorry, y'all.
And then there's always this upheaval. And the only reason there's an upheaval is because they feel it has purchase. They feel like it lands, right?
So they're saying that the only reason people are talking about Tiffany Haddish is because what? We're bullying her? We feel like it lands? How is that possible when we are concerned about the PDF file charges, her trying to do image rehab for Genono, and also her literally putting herself and several people in situations where some people could lose their lives?
If it didn't land, they wouldn't do it. Mm-hmm. Like, I remember she was on stage and she told this joke and everybody got mad, about.
It was a joke about messing with a coworker's underage son, but let's continue.
Kids protested a war. And I'm like, at a certain point, the things people think of you can't be none of your business. But if every time you say something, there is a backlash, like she can't do anything, well, without backlash, I'm like, what the fuck is...
Again, why are these people trying to act like people don't have real issues for looking at Tiffany Haddish strange? You went from being one of the most beloved female Black comedians as far as popularity, I'm not saying talent, don't drag me into the Cat Williams stuff, to literally people looking at you like you are a guru. Like, are you serious? These people are so disingenuous. And that's when I say anybody that stands by somebody like that, and you can't even hold your person accountable, then you must be down for it too. But let's keep continuing, right? Because DL Hughley wants us to know we're all just a bunch of haters. Hold on.
Somebody get that mad about somebody living their life. But
yes, we're mad about someone living their life. How are you choosing to live the life? Let me know if you guys want me to go live with those court documents, all right? Because I still have a lot to say and I can just keep on saying it, but let's just let DL Hughley go.
The reason that happens is because they feel it scores somewhere, it lands. It must, or we wouldn't keep doing it. So she keeps doing it. So I'm talking about society wouldn't keep having the reaction it does, or the internet, or the whole, I don't know what. But whenever there is
the people that also don't like you, and that's why your career is on radio. And no shade to DL Hughley, he's done a lot, right? He don't need to be catching strays. But as long as you want to come in here with yourself and Tiffany Haddish's cohort in the Guru Room, in the PDF file stuff, Ari Spears podcast co-host, then yeah, we will keep talking about this again.
Thing called a backlash, and that must mean they're reacting to something, and that it has landed somewhere. Yeah, it's not always a bad thing, though. They say all publicity is good publicity. I think that is true, but I think it depends on how it impacts you. If it takes a little bit from you, if it like when she's saying she trusted people, like she'll say like I trusted people, and I'm not. There'll be these kind of revelations she has. Which means that something happened she didn't want to, right?
And this, in my turn, is where my grief with people that think like this lie. And this is just in general. You care so much about your friend and your coworker and your coworker's friends, right? DJ Vlad, Ari Spears, Tiffany Haddish, DL Hughley, like they're clicking up. Then everybody else is down for Tiffany Haddish. You care so much about someone because they're your friend, you're this, because they can do something to you. Tiffany, she said she trusted the wrong person. But what about those kids that trusted her? What about those kids' moms that trusted her? Should we have sympathy for them, or should we have sympathy for the people you know and the people you care about? See, that's the thing. You can't expect people to have sympathy for you when you only have sympathy and see people as human as the people you know. Would you want somebody doing that to your child? Well, this is D.L. Hughley, so I don't know what the answer is. Vlad, would you want somebody doing that to your people? To somebody you cared about? To somebody you felt were human? To yourself when you were that age? I don't know, y'all. It's looking a bit disingenuous. Let's keep going.
And to me, I think there is a thing, and this is just me. I can't say who it is for anybody. I think she's immensely talented and very fortunate. And I think sometimes there is a survivor's remorse component associated with things where people can't understand why it was them. And you'll hear people bring her name up all the time.
I do.
As if, why did she get this and they didn't, in those kinds of conversations.
So I get it. So D.L. Hughley is now trying to take a swing at Katt Williams. Katt Williams already put you in your place, D.L. Hughley. They want him to come out and do a round 2 so bad it ain't gonna happen, but let's keep going. But you're trying to say that people are jealous of Tiffany instead of having real concerns. Can you tell me anybody that would be dumb enough, foolish enough, grimy enough, greasy enough, poor education, eating your breakfast out of a measuring cup because you ain't got any plates? Tell me who would be so disgusting, filthy, vile, ugly, inside and out to support someone that has PDF file accusations against them and settled on one instance, and on the other instance, it's still going to court. That would literally be a drunk driver, not once, not twice, but put their life like what? That gets involved in what's going on overseas to do PR control because you're so desperate to save your career because you haven't been able to beat the PDF file things, that you are linking up with whoever will give you a day and $1 because you think if you kiss their feet, they will somehow reward you. Have they rewarded you, little puppy, or do you actually need the people? Like, that's the thing. And I get it. Katt Williams was talking about how Tiffany Haddish isn't that talented. I get it. But at the end of the day, enough people found her likable enough that she could be in all these movies. See, as much as she kisses the butts of the power that be, or people want to turn a black eye, you got all this media thing. The people had decided that they don't like what type of time you're on. They don't like your energy. They don't like the people you link up with. They don't like that. And that's why you are not being cast in these movies, because at the end of the day, you were someone that maybe licked the boots, but also popularly liked. And now that you're not liked, but why are we acting like there's not a reason why everybody turned on Tiffany Haddish? Y'all serious? But let's keep going.
And I think that can land on some people. I think she's immensely talented. I think she's where she's supposed to be. I want her to have all the things she knows she could.
I agree. I think Tiffany is right where she needs to be too. And baby, if it's God's will, it's God's will. I do agree with D.L. Hughley. You don't need to link up and click up and worry about people that don't want to see the best for you. If it's in God's will, it'll happen, unless they are doubting what God's will is, because they keep acting like they're the favorite and the chosen. But if God really got something better for you, then why don't you just let him do your thing? Isn't this a trial and tribulation?
I want her to stop. I would like for people to not, you obviously can't stop people from saying what they say. I hope that one day she finds a way to not give it a place to live. Yeah, I mean, I remember she was at the grocery store was it Nigeria? Somewhere in Africa. Yes.
In Nigeria? Somewhere in Africa. It was Zimbabwe. And second of all, y'all trying to be shady. But again, look these are who is on Tiffany Haddish's team. Look at her Avengers. DJ Vlad, his mess with Marlon Wayans, him trying to get a black woman fired. But again, look at that. They linking up because they need it. They're all desperate for it. We got D.L. Hughley. We already knew that. We got Tiffany. And who else is on Tiffany's team? Just a band of losers. Let's go.
We're in Africa. And she's like, oh, look, it's like a real grocery store. They got this, they got that. And I was like, oh,
How dare you say that? Do you think we all live in huts and anything else like that? But I think she was purposely doing that.
She might have been.
Because she's a comedian.
Yeah, exactly. Now,
she's trying to push buttons.
But I don't understand. For comedians, this new, old, not even new, this old generation of comedians, there's something off in their heads. You are a comedian. If your brand of humor is, I'm going to push people's buttons, you can't get mad when they bark back. That's your brand of humor. It's provocative. It gets people going. You're just mad that it's getting people going the wrong way. When did becoming a comedian become a protected species? Like, you are not the mouth and hand of God.
Right. People. You take me and put me in that same situation. They don't do that because, I don't give a fuck what you said.
Do you take DJ Hughley and put him in that situation and nobody gives a F what he says because he is irrelevant? He is now what? It's like, again, the people have spoken for DL Hughley, right? That's why he moved into other stuff, and that's cool. It's no shade. Get it how you live it. But with Tiffany Haddish, I think people are more disappointed in anything because people saw great things for her. And every time she gets another opportunity, she shows who she is. She shows who she links up to. She shows the way she moves and what she's into. This is just my opinion. Y'all can let me know if you think in the comments. Please don't take anything I'm saying for how you should feel about Tiffany. If you love Tiffany Haddish, good for you. If you want to go and support her, great for you. I know I won't be there. But again, this is what's so great. We can eat to each their own. Let's keep going.
Care.
Yeah. I mean,
but I saw that whole grocery store thing. So she's never supposed to try to do anything ironic or funny.
Yeah.
Or
you can do what you want, but when nobody finds it ironic or funny, you can't get mad. You want your comedy to be disrespecting and feeding into racist tropes for a whole continent, and you're mad that the whole continent went after you. Let's also not forget Tiffany making comments about that there needed to be slaves in the part of Africa her family's from, that there needed to be slaves to build this country. Like, yo, the fact that these people, this is her clique.
I think that the only reason that happens is because people know that some kind of way it registers. And if it doesn't, it's like, if you know what happened, it's a phenomenon. I'm sure it happens to you. Somebody will say something to you on social media. Mm-hmm. And then they never expect you to.
Anyway, so they trying to act like this is just, again, it cracks me up the way people losing their memories. But you know what? The North remembers, and baby, you can call me Northwest. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.